everyone. Happy Thursday.
How's it going? How are you guys doing today?
Doing good, my man. How about you, brother? How's your day been?
Doing all right. Just, got some stuff accomplished today, running around and watching the markets a little bit here and there.
Absolutely. You got to do that, especially on Thursday, man. We know it's going to go sideways. So, boy, I hope everybody is paying attention because there's some crazy stuff going on out there, and we're going to be covering that today. So, want to give a huge shout out to everybody out there watching. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on Rags to Riches, and love to have you a part of the Down Home crypto community. So, let's see who we got. Of course, we've got the lovely Wild Angel. Good to see you, dear. Thanks so much. At Chrome, my man. How you doing, brother? And I heard
great. We know what's happening with the dance off.
Yep. Game over. Everybody go home. Chrome screwed it all up. Danfo, good to see you, buddy. Thanks so much for stopping in, my man. And the beautiful Rose, good to have you with us. Wow, I feel blessed now. Two amazing women in the audience. And of course, Funny Toro, the man who was always glad to see you, brother. So, Cyril, now we've had some interesting stuff going on in the news lately. I know, was it yesterday? There was something to do with the interest rate. What happened there, and what's that all about?
Yeah, the FOMC meeting. Or was it the CPI report? I forget which exactly.
So I got you.
It was. I think it was the interest rate decision one. Yeah. So you'll have to forgive me. The last week's been a little bit of a blur. But anywho, the interest rate decision, it's remained unchanged, which we saw the dollar go up a bit as a result, which caused most other things to go down a bit as a result. But ultimately, I think the markets will recover or stabilize over the next couple of days because nothing changed.
That's fair. And now the ETFs, I know there was a whole lot of hype. It went up and then it's been crashing down. And we're seeing all these companies buying Bitcoin and stuff. What are we looking like in the next week or so? Anything change or any new news on that?
Yeah, we saw a lot of attention shift away from Grayscale's Bitcoin ETF and move into BlackRock's ETF. Gee, I wonder why. But we saw a lot of volume shift with that because initially Grayscale led the charge, then BlackRock was like, nah, and they took over. But we all kind of knew that was going to happen. So we have seen a lot of Bitcoin leaving the exchanges as a result, right? Which means it's not being actively traded, which means liquidity is getting thinner, right? Bitcoin is leaving and dollars are coming in, which means we're going to see a lot more volatility, I think. When the price does start running, it's probably going to run pretty quickly, right? I still think, though, that it's not yet time. We have a little bit more time, I think, before that will start occurring. There's a lot of changes happening in the market, both in crypto and outside of crypto. There's a lot of uncertainty about the macro right now. So money's not flowing freely quite yet. Once the Federal Reserve starts lowering the interest rates, give it a trail of about 2, maybe 3 months, and then we'll start seeing money flowing back into the markets on the macro.
Okay, and that makes sense. And so as we talked about in the last episode, our primary focus is this is the time to do one thing. I want to hear in the audience, everybody out there watching, tell me the answer to this question. What should you be doing right now in the crypto world? Let's see it.
And a hint, what's the bear market for? But yeah.
So now we have seen some very interesting things going down, and I want to talk about this today. I want to make this our primary, and that's airdrops. Now, we're kind of in the season for airdrops. It just kicked off. In fact, you and I have both claimed a decent amount on some, and some we didn't even know how we did it. It's like, whoa, hey, wow, look, free money. But let's see. There we go. Building your position. DCAing. Yes. Building and stacking. Man, I love the fact we have such an amazing community out here. That's right, Danfo, building. Good answers, everybody. And I hope every one of you is doing that. Now, that leads me into the airdrops I was talking about because, over the last couple of days, Cyril, I know you got some airdrops on that Win token. I even did a video about it. And then I got some airdrops on it. So was that a decent airdrop for you?
Yeah, I think so. I sold half of it pretty early on. I got like $70 for the 2 wallets that I had claimed and sold. And then I had 2 wallets that I claimed and held. And I sold those a couple of days ago, right before the Jupe token airdrop started, because I knew that when they started going live with that, attention was going to leave the WEN token because it's on the same network. The airdrop's being promoted by the same project, Jupiter, right? So obviously they're going to stop caring so much about the WEN token, and they're going to present their own to everybody. And so attention shifts. So don't hold your airdrops too long, right?
Exactly. And that's one of the big things is, I'm seeing a lot of promotional videos going out about airdrops. Like, hey, you go do this and you do this many transfers and this. The biggest thing, guys, about airdrops is, remember, it's kind of like advertising. They're trying to get you in there to do things, build transactions, to test out their blockchain, whatever their main focus is. But the fact is, no money is free. There's always a way you're going to be paying for it. So be careful on a lot of these, because there's something you have to go out and you have to make so many transactions. Well, you start adding the gas fees up. I can tell you today, I was playing with the ZKV, I think it was. Anyway, I wiped out about $30 in gas just by swapping from USDC to a stable and back and forth and back and forth. I got the NFTs, but I burned up the gas. So I'm still paying. And I've heard some stories where people have paid hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to qualify for an airdrop, and they got $5. So you guys got to be careful out there.
Yep. And when the airdrop season starts to heat up, that's when all the airdrop scams come back too, right? So make sure that it's a legitimate airdrop. It's not a fake website. It's not just something that got sent to you in DMs on Discord or Telegram or whatever it is you use. Because when something is popular, that is what the scammers will use.
Yep. So and that's it, exactly. And that's a good safety tip. And that's one thing, if I put them in our Discord about different airdrops, things like that, and I always make sure that I've already interacted with it and verified the link. So if you see it coming from me, the real me, by the way, because there's another scammer out there who has more hair than I do, but he goes by Serenity. Don't believe it. So yeah, be very careful. And Chrome says testnet farming is a lot better. Costs nothing. It just takes time. There you go, Chrome. And I've done that on a couple of them. It's a great way to do it. But yeah, I want to share with you another strategy here, guys, is sometimes airdrops just fall in your lap. You don't always have to chase them. And to give you an idea, the Jupe token, I can tell you I cashed out $1,000 worth of airdrops, and I didn't do a thing. And I want to share with you how I did it. Thank you. I was really excited. Cyril and I have talked about this, and he didn't qualify. So I did some research and figured out. Right. I found out how I did qualify. And this is part of my strategy, guys. So I want to share something with you here. And so this is not to promote. This is not a shill. This is telling you how I did it. Okay. And so what you want to do is look for something that you can earn with at the same time. And maybe something in future comes up. So you guys have heard me talk about Star Atlas many times before. Okay. I've been talking about this for over a year now. It's a game I'm excited about. So I have a couple claim stake NFTs. Now their job is to just give me food, fuel, ammunition, and I collect this every 2 days. From there, I go over to the 2 ships I own, and then I go and give them fuel, food, ammo, and health. So I'm literally using one FT to pay for the resources on my other NFT, and the ships earn Atlas tokens. Not a lot, but the trick is I have to do this interaction every 2 days. So you start looking over a year of time frame. I've done nothing more than prep for this game. That earned me the $1,000 in the Jupe token. That's how I did it. I didn't do anything special. So sometimes just having a good solid strategy and moving forward is much better than chasing these airdrop hype and go, oh, let me go there, let me go there, let me go. You're going to burn to death if you try.
Yeah, there's very few people, but there have been a couple of people who successfully wound up building $1 million portfolio literally just with airdrops. Like they started from nothing and literally built their way up to $1 million portfolio. So it is doable, but oh my God, you got to have a lot of luck, a lot of skill, and really know how to time when you sell it. That's for sure.
This is true. And yeah, like Chrome said, yeah, there's a lot of scams, a lot of things popping up in Discords. Be safe out there, guys. And thank you, Chrome. I was excited. But now I want to talk about when you do get an airdrop, when you get the win token or the juke token, just like I did with mine. This is the time where most people do this. Here you go. Hey, you drop this. Because what do? We get $1,000 in airdrop. Free money, baby. Let's go shopping. Yeah. Woohoo. I'm going to go to dinner. I'm getting some new shoes. I'm going to go buy that new keyboard I want. No, that is not what we have been teaching you for, what, half a year now? Come on, sir. How long have we been doing this?
Well over half a year. You got to think this is episode, where is it? This is episode 36.
Okay. So this is where, by this point in time, we shouldn't be having this conversation, but I think it's important to have this conversation, especially for new people coming in. Just warning about this. Okay, when you get an airdrop, some point in time you paid for it, whether that was doing transactions like I did in Star Atlas, whether it was going through all the testnet stuff. Somehow you paid with time or money or your attention, one way or another. So why would you take that hard-earned rewards and blow it? That is free money, guys. That's when you build into your DCA. We talked about that at the very beginning, right? We build up our portfolio. So what did I do with mine? I split it up in multiple places, and I put some in the KKF low risk. I put some in the KKF medium risk. I put some into this project over there and some over here, and I put some in stables so I'm ready when the next opportunity presents itself. Spread it all out. At most, I think I went through $150 out of $1,000, and that was to pay for a build. I ordered some shirts from Karma Farm Sanctuary.
There's the 10 to 15% to pay yourself first, right? That we talked about last episode.
Mm-hmm. So all the strategies are there. So Cyril, what do you think? Are you seeing people taking these airdrops, cashing them out, or are they utilizing them in the right way? How did you use yours?
So there's another wrong way to handle the airdrops, right? And it's the one that most people actually do, right? Most people don't actually go take their airdrops and then cash it out and go buy things, right? Like in meat space instead of meta space. What most people do is they hold those airdrops and hold and hold and hold. That's what most people do. But I think I've seen a bit of a shift in the space. I've seen a lot of times when these airdrops happen, people do sell it, right? They take their money, and what they tend to do is they tend to put it into the things that they're already invested in, right?
Right.
That's great if what you're mostly invested in is blue chips, right? Not so great if you're mostly invested in just regular DeFi projects, right? If you get free money, it should be considered profit. And what do we do with our profit? But we put it into the blue chips because those are our long-term hold, right? The DeFi protocols, there are speculative plays. We have a little bit of money and we're trying to flip it for bigger money quickly, right? If you already did that and it cost you nothing, right? Okay, you've left out the risk part of buying the DeFi project to grow your money. So just take it and put it into the blue chips, right? Because that's your long-term hold. That's what we're considering our actual portfolio, the one that's going to grow as the market cap as a whole goes up.
Exactly. And, that's where I feel pretty confident going in the Cure Crew fund in both the medium and the high risk, or medium and low risk, sorry. Even the medium risk compared to the DeFi world is pretty damn safe. So that's why I split it there. I know a lot of people are like, but you should have went pure blue chips. Yeah, I'm still stockpiling blue chips. I've got my ASIC miners collecting Bitcoin for me, so I'm doing good there. Got my computer, when I sleep, it mines and gets me Bitcoin. So I've got enough avenues going for blue chips directly. I felt I could take a good 20% of what I had and put it in the medium risk. I thought that was safe.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It's a good idea. Yeah, I did have someone make the remark of, I don't know, man. I'm looking at this asset list here in your medium fund, and it doesn't seem that medium risk to me. And I'm like, well, to me it is, okay?
It's in my book of gambling, it's pretty damn low risk right there. But at the same time, it's got better returns than just straight out blue chips. So I like the fact it's almost a tiered system. But
kind
do your own
of.
research. Exactly. But yeah, do your own research. Don't just jump into something because we say so, guys. So I really want to focus on that because just like Lady Z, good to have you with us here, asked, how can I jump into the airdrops? Hey, that is a very interesting topic. There's a lot of scams going on. There's a lot of videos out there, a lot of different things you can do. If you're trying to get into the Jupiter, which is where I collected mine, there's a link to the Jupiter aggregator. Now, there are going to be a lot of airdrops coming up. The biggest thing is build a strategy. Decide what you want to do, whether it's a DeFi project, whether it's a Web3 game, invest in those. And if you happen to get an airdrop from it, great. It's free money. You didn't have to go out and do anything. Or like Chrome said earlier, go into the test nets. There's a lot of different test nets happening. Now, there's never a promise on airdrops. Keep that in mind, guys. We don't know the token price. We don't know what they're going to give you. They say, hey, go spend this many hours and you may get an airdrop for maybe some money sometime, somewhere. So
yeah, there's a lot of that in the DeFi space where it's like, oh, buy this thing and it will give you this. Okay, great. What do I do with that? Something at some point. We'll figure it out.
Yep.
So just be mindful. And I find that the more complex an ecosystem tends to be and the more layers it has, generally speaking, it's designed that way because each layer tacks on another fee, tacks on another charge, tacks on another, it's going to the protocol, right? So make sure that you fully understand the way each ecosystem works, right?
Exactly. And yeah, Chrome says there are projects announced they're going to do one and a lot of others that just randomly drop tokens. That's it, Chrome. There's most of them you don't know until it happens. And honestly, in my experience, the ones that said they were going to do it, they said, okay, this is what we're going to do, and you have to jump through all these hoops, and then you get there. Those often have the lowest returns, in my experience. What about yours, Cyril?
I don't know. The last one that I had to participate in cost 10K, and then I got 6K out of it. So I don't know, 60% return. That wasn't bad. There wasn't like a whole lot of process, but the initial 10K got locked for 2 years, right? So, but however, during that time, it is also emitting and earning. And I know everyone's like, wait a minute, doesn't Cyril say don't lock funds? Yes, I do say that. Listen to what I say.
This is how we found out, guys. They're still locked up and you still can't touch them. So, hey,
years later.
Yeah. Want to give a huge shout out to Yabonks, brother in arms. Good to see you, my man. And guys, if you don't know who Yabonks is, definitely check out his channel because he runs an amazing animal farm sanctuary. Check that out. I'm going to put you on the big screen here for a second. There you go. Bunks, you are always in front of me, my man, inspiring me every single day. Thank you, brother.
Glad you could join us. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Hope you're feeling a lot better. I know you weren't feeling so great last Friday. But yeah.
That was brutal. Food poisoning is not a good thing. So yeah, I'm really curious. Now, let me ask you guys, everybody watching, would you like to see an airdrop channel added to the Down Home Crypto Discord? Knowing that anything in there is do at your own risk. I take no responsibility for it. But is that something you guys would like to see? Let me know in the chat, because if so, I will make sure it happens.
I'll let them answer that.
Okay, sounds good. And Yabug says, that is so cool. Got a Karma Farm Sanctuary sticker. Yes, I do. And just ordered 2 more shirts yesterday. That's what my airdrop paid for, was 2 Karma Farm Sanctuary t-shirts. One for me and one for the wife. So, yeah, They're on their way, buddy.
That's awesome. But yeah, so it's I wanted to kind of briefly circle back a little bit to kind of where we started our conversation.
Yes.
Be advised that the global economy as a whole is probably in for a bit of pain, right? The Federal Reserve is not going to start lowering the interest rates until certain institutions are close to collapse. That's generally their benchmark. So that's why a lot of conversation back when Silicon Valley Bank almost closed,
Right.
A lot of conversation turned to belief that the feds were going to start cutting rates, because that's typically the kind of sign that they look for prior to them starting to cut rates. So while the rates are high like this, it's eventually going to come to a pain point before they will start lowering the rates. So try to be a little conservative with any spending. Try to hang on to it, because when the pain starts coming to the markets, that will trigger the rate reduction, and we know that it will occur at some point. One of the ways that happens is companies start significantly laying off people. And I know within the last week, Google laid off 12,000 people, Apple laid off several thousand people, a whole bunch of companies have been laying off people. So, and a lot of these come from people who think that their job is safe, right? So make sure, first and foremost right now, I know it's tempting to want to jump into the markets when you think that there's deals, but if you do not have that cash buffer of at least 1 month's worth of your expenses, preferably 3, you shouldn't be doing this yet, right? Like, you have to start off on this journey by taking that 25 a week and stashing it until you have that buffer cash for if anything happens. Because otherwise what happens is you wind up having to sell your investments if something occurs, and then you are being forced to sell them for a loss instead of being able to hold them to sell them on your terms when you want to. And so by not having that buffer, you're actually increasing the risk that your investments are exposed to, especially when the macro as a whole is still on such shaky ground. So first and foremost, take your $5, $20, $25, whatever it is each week, put it aside, build that buffer, and then once you have the buffer, you can start putting it into investments. And I just wanted to make sure we touched on that again. I know that we talked about that over 30 some odd weeks ago near the beginning. It's important, I think, especially as we're getting closer to the economic pain. Not that a lot of us haven't already been feeling it already, right? With the costs of food and everything the way it is, that we keep that in mind.
Absolutely. And yeah, 2 really important points I want to recap on that there, Cyril. The first one was about layoffs. Now, half of my family works at grocery stores here. And so I can tell you they have cut everybody's hours drastically. Where they were working 5 days a week, now they're working 3. And that happens in retail every year. Right after Christmas, everything gets cut back for 2 to 4 months. That's the way it's going to happen. And that affects everybody. Now, all of a sudden, if the retail employees can't work their hours and get their money, that means they're not going out to the movies. Now, the movie theater doesn't have so many people, so they're getting laid off. Now, the restaurants, all these different things. Yeah, it's a chain reaction. So even though, yeah, there you go. I know that Nashville just slowed down production. And so they're cutting crews there. I mean, everybody around the world right now is cutting back. So be safe. Make sure you've got a nest egg out there and be prepared, because you never know what tomorrow's going to bring. Now, that brings up the next topic I want to talk about, Cyril. We know here in America, people are going to start filing their taxes. They're getting their W-2s. They're going to start getting their tax returns. And of course, they want, let me go and do the rapid refund, pay $150 to get it in 2 days instead of waiting the 2 weeks for the full amount. Now, that right there is insane. Nobody can, unless you're like in dire circumstances, you can wait the couple weeks to get your tax return. It's pretty quick. So when you do those rapid refunds, in my opinion, you're paying $150 for basically nothing besides just getting it fast. So you can go out and blow it on things you probably shouldn't be buying anyway, because you don't have as many hours at work to begin with. So think about that when you're doing your taxes, you're getting your tax return. Sit down and think logically. Ask, hey, what would Serenity and Cyril do with their tax returns? Would they take everybody out to dinner that night and buy some new shoes and all this? Or would they say, you know what, I'm going to wait. Be frugal. I'm going to be patient and either dollar cost average into an investment you can handle after you put some aside for when things go sideways, because they're going to go sideways.
And I think it's worth noting that on the flip side, to play devil's advocate here, because of the way the world is right now, most Americans are not in the position where they could even put that money aside, right? They're already behind.
Right.
So let's give some advice for those who are behind. Counter to what most people think, it's better to pay off the small stuff first. Leave the bigger things for last. Because while your small credit card may only have a minimum payment of $25 a month, and your big credit card has a minimum payment of $100 a month, so it makes sense to you logically, oh, I should pay that one off first, right? It's actually the other way around. You pay off the small one first. That way you're getting rid of the interest that it's charging you first, right? Because you can easily squash it. It's smaller. You get a tax refund. Great. Knock out all the small credit cards, because that's going to free up. Let's say you had a couple of them, right? You know, the 3 of them, that's $75 a month. If the min payment's $25 a month, right? Well, now your big credit card, the 4th one, that's $100 a month. You could put an extra $50 towards it, right? Which would pay it off faster. You're already used to paying X amount a month, right? The 75 for the 3 smaller cards and the 100 for the big one. Now you're just paying 150, but it's just on the big one. That's an extra $25 that you can now put towards setting aside for an emergency, right? So when you do have your tax return back, if you are behind on something, that's okay. A lot of people are. The deck is stacked against the regular citizen these days. It really is. Tackle it that way, right? Take out the small credit cards first, pay off the small loans first, pay those off first. Take like 75% of the payment that you were making to that one and all the ones that you did pay off and disperse it among the ones that you haven't, and then take the extra money, and that's what you can set aside. That way, when you have an emergency pop up, you don't have to put it on a credit card, right? And then one by one, those fall away, and you feel a lot better paying off a small one, believe it or not, than you do paying off the big one, right? Because you feel progress, right? That one's done. This one's done, right? It's that progress that helps us keep going. And it's important to trick your brain with the little serotonin dangling carrot, right? You know, understand the way that your biology works and understand, okay, if my body, if it's going to be easier for me to do something because my body knows a hit of dopamine or serotonin's coming, great. You know, dangle that carrot, fool your body, you know, and just work through it. But anywho, I believe.
Exactly.
Close to a dance off.
It is. And we'll say, hey, Amami, welcome. Good to have you with us. And Abdul says, hi, Amami. And it is dance off. And yeah, I totally agree with Cyril on that. Now, coming from a working class family, it's one of those where we don't have a month's of safety net, but I'm still dollar cost averaging small amounts. But what I did is I sacrificed something in my day-to-day life to accomplish that. So I'm kind of splitting the difference here. We're putting a little bit away and a little bit here, but I didn't say, oh, I'm going to dollar cost average and not save. Doing both. And
okay.
So yes, very wise. But you know, if you're giving up, you know, the one lunch a day or a week for McDonald's, that's your $25. You know what? Put 15 aside and then DCA 10. That's what I'm doing. So I'm doing both games simultaneously. Not saying it's right. Not saying I disagree with Cyril's advice. I'm just a smaller guy.
Every situation is different, right? And that's the thing. It's you're always going to hear people giving advice, but their advice applies to their situation or things that they've experienced or that they've seen, right? You are unique. You are an individual. You've had your own set of experiences, and you're currently going through your own set of circumstances. So be mindful of that. Yeah, sure. It's okay to pay attention to the people who've been there, done that, right? But they had a whole different set of resources at their disposal that are different from the resources you have at your disposal. So what works for you might not be what works for me or what works for Serenity. And it's okay to kind of take it and make it your own.
Exactly. And that's the biggest thing we want to teach you guys. We're going to give you all our opinions, all our experience, everything we can. But in the end, it's your life. It's your choices. And we're not you. So don't do what I do. Don't do what that guy does. Do what's right for you. Always take the time to stop and think about it, analyze it before you just start taking these blind leaps off cliffs. Like, oh, I'm going to throw all my money in that, because that doesn't go well from my experience, at least.
Indeed.
I feel like throwing some money around. So I'm curious, how many of you took the time last week to go out and vote? Because if you did, you were in tonight's dance off, which, you know what, Cyril, I'm going to up it today because I had that great airdrop. I'm going to pay it forward. I'm going to double tonight's prize to $20. That's right. Nice. Not 10, doubling it. So thank you to Jupe and to WinToken for letting me double tonight's giveaway.
Thank you, random airdrops.
Thank you. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this and get prepped. And let's see. Stop screen. I didn't think I had audio turned on. Oh, I do have audio on. Look at that. Nope, I didn't. Haha. See, good thing I checked. Haha.
All right, then.
I know it is chaotic. Now, I don't have a scroll bar on this one, guys. We didn't have near as many voters this week as last week.
Uh-oh.
Kind of sad. Kind of hurt. You know, lovers me?
On one hand, sad. On the other hand, we do get to actually do a dance-off this time.
This is true. We do. We don't have to do the wiggle worm and the saw blades. So, yeah.
Yeah, because that was a lot more terrifying, I would say, than just the balls of fire plasma.
Yeah, I don't know. They're both pretty ugly either way. But, either way, I want to say, hey, thank you to everybody for taking the time to vote. And after the stream, make sure to go cast your vote in the Down Home Crypto Discord. And I will post the link in here. Now, the rules for the dance-off. If you guys remember, if you win this, you must DM me in Discord before the end of the stream. That's a critical part there. And send me over some proof that that person is you. Well, it should be because you signed up with, I lost Discord ID. There we go. Should be good. Just send me a DM before the end of the stream. Otherwise, it goes to next week's giveaway.
Yes, absolutely. And the other criteria, I guess, in order to win is that your name has to be Chrome.
Well, actually, you know what? I don't believe we got a winner last week.
Wait, who won last week?
I believe it was Roostar, and I don't think I got a DM.
Ooh, he didn't DM.
I don't think I received one.
Oh, that's right, because his power was out.
Right. So, Roostar, I'm sorry, buddy, but your $10 goes to the what I've already doubled. That means today's prize is $30.
$30. Let's go.
Dude. And as we know, I am on the dance-off. See that Serenity plus 10 right there. If I come up, I add $10 to the pot and we go again. So, man, this could get expensive today. Hold on, Wildlands. It's going to get crazy. And Abdul says, guys, don't forget to cast your vote because one day I know Serenity and Cyril, they will all the people who cast their votes 5 crypto bucks each. So let's go. Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, let's do this.
So I was like, I'm kind of confused. Okay, in 5, 4, 3, 2. Dance, baby, dance. Where am I at? Ooh, top left. There I am. Come on. Yeah, you better shake it, guys. Sawblades come. Oh, first dead.
Wow. Okay.
And Rooster, because he didn't claim his vote last week, so he wiped out too.
There goes Chrome, BTK, and John. We know Chrome's out.
Yep. There you go.
There goes Atiku and Alexi.
Oh, Hope Giver.
Oh no, Rose.
Bro, I'm sorry, dear. Chrome's like, no. Falco, sorry, buddy.
Danfo.
Oh,
Abdul, no, you just had to say something.
Oh, that was brutal. We got Timmy and Merc. There we go. Mercs won. Woo. Congratulations, Mercs. Okay, shoot me a DM, Mercs, and I will make sure to get you taken care of, buddy. Congratulations. And make sure you send it before the end of the stream.
Absolutely. Because if you don't, then sorry.
Goes to next week.
Next week would be a $40 draw.
Right. Yeah, this is going to get crazy. So, no, I want to thank everybody for taking the time to cast your votes. And make sure to cast. I put them up every Thursday morning for the following week. So you've got like 6 days to do it, guys. No excuses.
That's plenty of time. Abdul, Mercs won. You got taken out right after you said go.
Yeah. As soon as you spoke up, the saw blade dead. It was ugly.
It's like it knew. Because it kind of like, let me see. No, it didn't quite take everybody out in order to what they were saying. But yeah, Rose auto disqualified Chrome. So he was in the first batch to go.
Yeah. Everybody who was cheering for Chrome to go down. And Chrome, man, I was cheering for you, buddy, because I died first. I was very first. Very first step. Damn. Okay. So, okay. Hopefully I get to give some money away. But Cyril, I'm curious, how is our money looking so far? Because we've been stockpiling a while. Market's been kind of sketchy. What's going on, my man?
Let's take a look. I know that, what was it, the last 2 weeks the market was down?
It's been ugly, yeah. Yeah, we've had some red weeks, that's for sure.
Yes, that we have. So, as you guys can see right here, we started the week, We started the week down from the previous week. So we started with $894.15. We finished the week with $946.85 for a gain of $52.70 or 5.57%. Our portfolio as a whole, I don't think is calculating that date. Hold on a second. I need to fix that. There we go. That doesn't seem right. Oh yeah, that is right. Okay, yeah. So I guess our portfolio as a whole is up 5.11%.
Woohoo! Nice job. Not bad for as much blood as we've seen running down the streets lately.
Considering we started like halfway down the drop to the bottom of the bear market, I think it was. We've been doing pretty well. Our little chart here has been steadily climbing as we add to it each week, and through the power of DCA, instead of being down significantly and having to wait to grow ourselves back up there, we are starting at 5%, and Chrome is correct. We're almost at $1,000 in there, and we've accomplished that by just chucking in $25 a week solid for the last 37 weeks. So we're going to be starting next week off at $971.85. And we're going to be adding, or that's what I was supposed to get last week, I think. I don't remember. But anywho, so we're going to be adding our 25 to it, and we'll see. We'll check in on it again next Thursday and see where it's at.
Absolutely. And now, if you're just tuning in, if this is your first time being at Rags to Riches, or you really don't understand how we're doing this, essentially what we did is we took the price of what it costs for 2 people to go to McDonald's, a lunch. That's what we're building this portfolio with, because the whole concept is for the working class people, for you who are watching this and trying to figure out, what do I do? How do I start? If you give up one lunch a week at McDonald's, or maybe a couple of pizzas at Little Caesars, that's enough to start a portfolio. And as you can see, doing that once a week for 36 weeks, we're almost at $1,000. That's not bad for giving up lunch, eating peanut butter and jelly one day a week. I'm good with that.
No, it's not. You know, it's, I will say though, that this week, one of our investments, that we're holding at spot, it's time to let it go. It hit that trigger mark, that 50% down from where we bought in. And, yeah, so it's We need to let it go now.
Okay, and so that's a great time to but it's easy for me to say. To go back over our rules of solvency, guys, or our rules that we're playing by. So remember here in the very beginning, we started this process, and here's the rules we're running with. So $25 per week, and of that, 20% goes into a blue chip cryptocurrency, 80% goes into what the community votes on, DeFi, index funds, whatever it is, whatever you guys say. That's you build up our investment portfolio.
More blue chips.
Yeah, more blue chips. We've had that too.
Yep.
But the important part to cover here is the take profit and the stop losses we're running with. So if an investment drops by 50%, we cash it out. We call it a wash. We cut our losses, get out of it. But if any of our investments do a 2x, we cash out 25%. We leave the remaining 75% in to go up again to a 3x, cash out another 25%. Then we leave the remaining process to go up another to a 4x, and then we cash out another 25%. And what's left is our moon bag. We let that thing go all the way to the roof, but we're taking profits out strategically as that price is going up. So that's a DCA out. Very important there.
Yep. And that's why, and we're, if everybody goes mixed noise and votes for season 2, when this one hits 52 episodes and season 1 is over, maybe we'll get to see the process of that as the bull market comes around, and we actually get to switch from building a position to taking our profits, go from P to P.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. That's going to be wild. So, Cyril, let us know, which one of our investments did we have to liquidate?
So we are cutting the switch token that was suggested to be added to our portfolio.
Okay. Now, let me ask you, once we do liquidate that, what we have left in that, what are we doing with that? Is that going into a blue chip or is it holding in stable? What's the best strategy for that?
Yeah, so what we do with that is if it is paired to a stable, we leave it in a stable until we do our weekly DCA, right? And then we tack it into the blue chip. Or if it's paired to a chain native like BNB or Ethereum or Matic or whatever it is, right? Then we leave it as the chain native, because then that essentially will wrap it into our, our portfolio as something that will go up with the growth of the crypto market as a whole.
Okay, so we don't want to take that and turn around and roll the dice on it again into some weird DeFi thing.
No. If you do take a loss on something like that, you take the half that you have left, in this case, the $10 down from our 20 that we put in, and you put it into your blue chip, because we know we're in the bear market. We're building our position. Blue chip will at least 4x based off of history, right? So we can kind of assume that we'll at least 2x what we had in there, right? Because if we lost 50% and then put it in there and it goes up 4x, we'll 2x what we initially had bought with. So our $20 that dropped down to 10 will become 40, and it's still a win for us.
Very wise. Wow, you'd almost think we've done this before.
Twice.
A couple times, but that's the big thing we've really got to remind everybody out there is you don't want to emotionally trade, even in the DeFi world or anything like that. If you've lost some, don't just go out and say, I got to go make it up. Nah, put it aside, put it somewhere safe where you know it's going to go up. Don't try to do that. What is that? Revenge trading, they call it, or something like that. I think we lost Cyril. He is frozen solid. Yep, I think we lost Cyril. Sorry, Cyril. Come on back when you get reconnected. J-Steen, good to have you, buddy. Says, yeah, I haven't heard anything about Switch since they released. Yeah, me neither. I've got a bag of Switch, and I've been slowly DCing out what I could, but it's a locked state. So every 10 days, you can take out 20%. So I have been liquidating my position slowly, and sadly, it looks like it's going to be at a loss. Yeah, he's frozen solid. So, he just disconnected. Okay. So, wow, this is where I get to say, Cyril asked me, hey, Serenity, what did everybody vote on? Absolutely, Cyril. Let me share what everybody voted on this week. And then he gives us his critique. Let's give him a minute, see if he comes back here. So Yes, I got your friend invite there, Mercs. I will get that taken care of for you, buddy. Oh, he's back. Good. Welcome back.
I'm not sure what happened, but it appears the internet in our house has imploded. So yeah, I'm on my phone.
I can tell that. Yes, it looks very different this way.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. Hey, I'm glad you made it back. Good to have you, buddy. Yeah, Frozen hitting the vape. It was a good picture, Chrome. You're right. You were just hitting the vape and it froze out. Oh.
What's funny is on my end, you froze first. And I'm just like, did he die? And then...
Oh, that's great. So I'm sure we're going to get some memes on that. Yeah, the Cyril disconnect. It'll happen. You know it will.
Probably.
So anyway, I guess now we got to look at what did everybody vote for this week.
Yes.
So, I don't know if you really want to know. Do you really want to know?
Yeah, I'm curious. I want to know, what did everybody vote for? Where are they putting my money this week?
I think it was the win token. Yeah, I think that's what they voted for.
I don't believe that our community would place a vote like that. I have a lot more faith in them than that.
Me too. So let's go ahead and bring that effect. I'm just going to put it across the screen so everybody can see. Did I do that? I did do that. All right, look at me. So our vote this week. There we go. Voting results. For the blue chip, we got BTC. Oh, man.
Sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm back on the computer. We're good. We're back.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
I am back on the computer as well. Sorry about that. Can you
Okay.
back up?
Yes, your audio's on the wrong mic or something, bud.
Okay.
And yes, I will bring that back up. Sorry, we have technical issues. Man, that's the way the world works. Whether it's DeFi or whatever, there's always issues somewhere. So, biggest thing, be safe.
Hey, you know it wouldn't be our show without technical issues.
Exactly. Hey, I hit the go live button, man. That's my job right there. Hit go live.
Is my mic better now?
A little bit. Still sounds a little bit off, but it's better than it was.
Okay.
Okay, so back to voting results, guys. So this week in blue chips, we have BTC, and it was by a landslide. Look at that, 12 votes for Bitcoin.
Nice. That's what we want. BTC.
Exactly. Now, on the DeFi side, it was a neck-and-neck race until the final result. See, we had the Keir Crew Fund low risk with 15 votes, and the Keir Crew Fund medium risk with 16 votes. And you guys are like, fighting it out.
That was a close one. And that was a lot of votes, too.
That was. Yeah, it's a total of 31 votes between the two. So, man, good job, guys, for taking the time to go out and vote and share your opinions in there. And, even if it's something like that, still DCA in. Even if you had $1,000, just like my airdrop, I didn't put lump sums in. I DCA'd in. And so, guys, practice your safe investing everywhere you go.
How did we do a dance-off if there were 31 votes?
I'm kind of curious with that. I've got to go back through the voting logs. Yes, that is one of my riddles. I know I've got a couple IDs that are numbers only. So it's like they made an ID and voted and left. And
Okay. Yeah, that might do it. People trying to make alt accounts or something like that, and then getting their account banned.
Basically, yeah. Yes, because we do have some good security on the Discord community. So if some things are looking shady, then yes, you will get hatcheted.
That's because we have a Dave.
That's right. I've got a Dave. What do you got?
We have a Hulk.
That's right. I always think of the Avengers where he's taking Loki back and forth. Puny God. Smash, 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 smash. Yeah, I love that scene. That is epic.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like community loves BTC, right? I believe that won 2 weeks in a row. The week prior, I think, was AVAX. And then, we had 2 weeks or 2 or 3 weeks of KKF and then this week it looks like AKKF won.
Right.
So there you go, a little bit of diversity, and I like it personally because KKF is basically just a vote for blue chips. So I'm down. You know, if you guys, I'm happy if you guys are voting for that because it's more blue chips for our portfolio, which is what we want to collect anyway. So.
Exactly. So I never heard in the community, guys. Let me know. Do you guys want to create an airdrop channel? Is that something that you think we need in the down home crypto community? If so, I'll create it. But I want to hear your opinion. So I haven't seen anything in the chat about it. Let me know about it.
It sounds like he's hoping that you guys ask for it so that he can make one because he wants to post about the exciting airdrops he finds.
I just make videos about those. I'm totally good about that. Biggest thing is it's always a risk, whatever you do. And even connecting your wallet to some of these airdrop places, even if they're legit, they get hacked. I mean, who was the FTX CEO? Got his personal wallet hacked.
Yeah.
Or not FTX, XRP.
Yeah.
Yeah, XRP CEO got his wallet hacked. They stole his XRP. It's like, wow.
Wow. That was a lot of XRP too.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was something like 121 million or something like that dollars worth that got dumped.
Mm-hmm.
That's why XRP's down.
Yeah, he's definitely taking a loss there. I heard that they froze most of it in Central Exchange, so it sounds like they are able to recoup a lot of it.
If the sum of funds that are stolen is large enough, yes, the exchanges actually seem to care and they will hop on it and they will freeze it in transit because it raises flags when someone moves that much money, right? The exchanges need to be aware of that kind of stuff because otherwise, if they don't have triggers in place to let them know if someone's moving that much money around, they could fall victim to a company like Citadel, like Luna did, and we talked about that on a previous episode. So it's important to be aware if you're an exchange.
It is absolutely, and that's the biggest thing, guys. Is, I'm one of those. I don't like the mainstream media, but I still get on my phones different articles, and I just skim through them. I don't read everyone cover to cover, but just have an idea of what's going on in the world. You get a little bit of both a pulse on the crypto market. Kind of know what's going on in the financial world, what the governments are doing. Are they raising interest rates? Little things like that, because that can make a huge difference on your portfolio, especially for us. I mean, we've got a small portfolio and it doesn't take a whole lot for ours to go sideways.
Well, luckily, we're seeing the volatility on the percentage side reduce as our portfolio is getting larger. So essentially, you guys are getting to witness liquidity pool dynamics in action right there. But the difference is the price of the token is the TVL of our portfolio. When the markets move 5%, that is going to change the dollar amount of our portfolios shift a lot more. But it's still just 5%, $10 moving 5%. Ooh, it's not a whole lot. Nobody really cares, right? But you have $1,000 move 5%. That's $50,
right?
So
that adds up quick. And funny, Toro had a great question about that, where you just mentioned liquidity. He asked, "Is the rags to riches blue chips invested in any liquidity pools?"
So not yet, right? For one reason, we're trying to accumulate our position, and because we have a smaller account, we would have to very strategically utilize like V3 liquidity pools, which would require range balancing and a whole lot of stuff that we don't get into on this show. But if our portfolio is doing it, you guys would need to know, right? And you would need to understand it. So maybe that's something that for season 2, we can start digging into, because one of the best methods of DCAing your way out of a position is by making a liquidity pool, which is something that we can learn about.
I'm excited. That sounds good, because especially the V3, that's a whole new level of liquidity managing and stuff, and that can get complicated. You don't know what you're doing, so I'm excited for season 2. Sounds like we're going to have a season 2. I like that.
Maybe. I'm thinking about it. We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. Hopefully Rose keeps beating you up. It's like, come on, we got to keep doing this. And Chrome said DeFi during the bear is way more of a gamble. Man, you are right. It is. And in that 1 in a million shot, you happen to get the DeFi token that survives through a bear market, it can be amazingly profitable. How much you're going to lose trying to find that 1 in a million shot. So personally, I'm trying to keep it safe and just going with something I believe in, whether it's GameFi or just collecting blue chips or XRPs, whatever it is you believe in, pick a strategy and stick with it. That's how you're going to get ahead.
Here's a little bit. I'm going to peel back the curtain a little bit for all of you in regards to the way the money cycle works in DeFi and why. And yes, I know we got like 3 minutes left, whatever. We can run a tiny bit over. So here's the thing. It starts off with the blue chips, right? And it starts off with the meme market. So like the meme coins and things like that. And what happens is because fresh money is coming in to buy the memes, right? Because that's what's marketable. That's what the people on Facebook and social media and Twitter and Telegram are going to come and buy. It's stupid, but that's okay. They'll learn. We all went through stupid ones too, right? You know.
Yeah,
well,
I've done it. Still do it.
And it's okay. It's okay because that's how we learn. But anywho, I digress. That's where it starts, and so money flows into the blue chips because all of the meme coins, right? They're all different. They're all constantly like going like crazy, exploding, crashing, mayhem, right? But the one thing that remains true for all of them is that in order to first buy them, the new person has to first buy the chain native, the blue chip, right? That's why during the bear market, the only thing that you should be buying is the blue chips, right? Obviously, everyone has their own risk appetite. Maybe you want to try to play the meme market. Maybe you get lucky. Maybe you make a bunch. Maybe you don't. Maybe you lose, right? It's hit or miss. It's all speculative. But by building, it starts with the meme market, but because of that, it triggers the blue chips to go. And because liquidity is coming in, and then all of that goes into the liquidity pools. That's money flowing around. It's money moving. It's volume on the blue chips, which then triggers the bull run on blue chips to begin, right? People get bored enough during the bear. They're like, screw it. I'll just make a meme, which triggers the blue chips, which triggers the bull run. However, that's not the time to start buying the DeFi. Neither is the bear market. It's not during the bear market or the bull run that's time to buy the DeFi. It's when Bitcoin fails to make a new high. That's the time to buy DeFi, because as people lose interest, they're like, Bitcoin's already gone up a lot. They start looking for value elsewhere. They've got money now. They want to put it into someplace speculative. That's when the DeFi protocols start launching and doing well. Most of you have been here long enough now, or in the markets long enough now, that you started at least when this guy did, right? You came in at the tail end of the bull market. How many of the DeFi projects that you first started investing in were ones that launched after Bitcoin had already made its top, and they did really freaking well during their pre-sale? They would do like $1 million pre-sale in like 40 seconds. I've seen it happen, right?
Yeah.
They do really, really well because everybody is still on the euphoria of money's coming, right? And so they start spending it on stupid shit. And that's why the DeFi projects go up after Bitcoin has already made its top. Bear market, buy your blue chips. When you see meme season happen, you know, okay, bull is coming within 6 months. Okay. When that fades away, you're going to start seeing the bull market, like the blue chips going back up. When they hit their peak, when they hit their top, when Bitcoin's chilling at 138,000 or 150,000 in that region, whatever, right? And it comes down and then it goes back up again. And this is over the course of like week 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever. But it doesn't make a new high. And then it starts its pullback again. That's when you can start buying your DeFi, right? But don't hold it, okay? Don't put yourself in the same position that you're in right now because you held it, okay? Let it run. Let it 4x, let it 5x, let it do its thing, and then sell it, okay? If you've been on this journey with us, if you've already gone through one of the cycles, you've got no excuse next time, and I will hold you accountable.
Okay, I'll be good.
But yeah. I just wanted to let you guys know that's the way the cycles work. If you understand that, you can prepare, you can be smart, and you understand this is not a short, quick thing that DeFi makes it out to be. This is these are 4, 5, 6 year cycles, right? You know, and you need to be aware of that and position yourself accordingly and go for the long-term reward versus the short-term gain, right? I get it. Until you're in your late 20s, your brain has actually not finished developing the portion that enables you to understand and fully appreciate long-term reward versus short-term gain. But you've seen it, okay? You've seen the cycle. So let's do it. Let's make sure you guys all do it right this time.
Absolutely. And I must be like 12 because I'm still fighting with that one myself because I look at it emotionally. I get excited, and I do. As you guys know, I'm a very excitable person. But in the way that's also part of the passion. That's what I get to share here with you guys. And so thank you for letting me share that. But the great thing is I have an awesome community and great friends like Cyril here who just smack me on the head like, no, don't do that. Okay, sorry, I'll be good. Sometimes I need that. I'm not going to lie to you. So yeah, if you see me doing something really stupid, hey, jump out and let me know. I was like, dude, that thing's going to wreck. And yeah, I appreciate that. And we'll do the same for everybody within the community. And at the same time, if you know of anything that great that's coming out that you believe in, share it. Make sure to cast your vote and put it in the Discuss the Vote channel. Let's get some more eyes on it. Let's check it out. And that way, if we get some good plays, we all win. That's what we're hoping for.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, I want to say thank you to everybody who tuned in and joined us this evening. And, you know, be sure to join us tomorrow night for Freaky Friday, where we have lots of fun and anything goes.
It does. And I even got a couple new people stopping in tomorrow night. So, yeah, you definitely don't want to miss tomorrow night's Freaky Friday. It's going to be pretty wild. And I want to say thank you to everybody for taking the time to tune in and to share this information with your friends, your family. Let's bring people in here. Let's get them building up because that bull market, it's sneaking up on us. Before we know it, we're all going to be rolling in dough. And our friends will be going, why didn't you tell me? It's like, I did. So get him in here. Let's get him educated. But I want to say thank you so much for taking the time to stop in. And if you've enjoyed this, do me a huge favor. Take a second, hit the like, subscribe, pass it out to Twitter, Facebook. Tell your friends about us. Let's make it a party. And I will see everybody tomorrow night.
See you guys.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night. Bye-bye.